Välkomna, elusive here. And we're going to start the fourth map in Zwillingstürme in Herbst in Arknights. We have another being surrounded kind of map here as well. Got some horns up here. Okay, yeah. Not sure if these things up here do anything, but I guess we'll see. I think they do, because there's also one here, so... Yeah, let's see what happens, man. And we did get... Oh, wait. Actually, I should probably level up... Blessing. That's his name. I should probably level up Blessing before we use him. So, yeah, give me a moment here. Okay, never mind. I couldn't actually promote him right now. So we'll just... Well, next time we'll try him up. I promise. So let's just continue with the stage here, with what team, with the team we have now. Oh shit! Sorry, Frau Giallo. I made another mistake. Why did you stop? I don't think I played the last bar on the last line very well. Your heart is in the right place. Don't let yourself be bound by the melody. Instead, guide it with your will. I can't help but think about what I did wrong though. Then don't hold yourself back. Music is the voice of your heart. It's a language to express yourself with. If you let yourself be caught up in the grammar before learning how to speak, then language itself loses all meaning. Your embarrassment, your self-doubt, and your thirst for the future, they're all real. So let them live in the sound of your instrument. But that's not what my arts professor said. He said that Arturia arts is a rigorous field of study, that it's about uncovering the order within chaos, like putting together a mass of unrelated notes to form a beautiful chord. But I'm having too many distracting thoughts and my sound is all over the place. That's why I can't control the energy of my arts well. I taught another student just like you before. He was reserved, shy, and not very good at expressing himself. Well, what happened to him? He became a very brave man. A shame that he couldn't live the longer, more beautiful life I had hoped he would. But it was when I was fortunate enough to hear his last performance. The care of his instrument was hardly inferior to the famed musician with whom he shared a surname. Oh, was he the descendant of someone famous? Herbst. Have you heard his work? Who? Did you just say? People often call him the Witch King. That Witch King? People hardly ever call him by name. Really? But to me he was the first and foremost musician. Yeah. Everyone says he stopped performing with regular instruments toward the end of his life. His music, though you could hardly call that noise music, they say it instilled fear in anyone who heard it. True, his rhythm was in no way harmonious. Every last measure far exceeded what his audience imagined based on the previous one. But I never felt such a strong will. You really shouldn't talk about this on campus. I heard the Empress's voice and the Gendarmerie keep a close eye on Ludwig University. You'd be in deep trouble if they were to catch wind of it. You should return to your dorm. Keep practicing this piece, no matter what commotion you may hear outside. Focus only on your own rhythm. Arturia. So it's you. If you're here to speak to me personally, then I take it the show is about to begin. Almost our guests are arriving as they should, one by one. Will you be performing everything that will happen today for me, just like you used to? I'd like to be present when the melody begins. You wish to listen from beginning to end? I'm afraid that would be a very long piece. A lot of people will be hurt today. Some will even die. They will be sacrificed because of me, and I cannot allow myself to look away. Even though it hurts so much, you're far more determined than anyone. You, when my performance reaches the end of your life, what will I see? Oh, mysterious. That scenery is awesome. Oh, hi, Viviana. Ludwig University. I've seen this name in more than a few books I read. Most recently, in a leading publication of Artenium arts theory, but the name comes up as early as ancient scrolls engraved with secret arts. The crest of that university shines brilliantly in the history of Lefania Tars. It's merely a variant of the Arturia family crest. But it remains Lefania's oldest university. Once I used to fantasize about life on campus like this. Walking through a campus covered with red leaves, surrounded by friends of similar ages with an endless buffet of books and literature in the library. Every day must be fulfilling here. With Their Majesty's permission, you are free to enroll in any school in Lefania. Oh, have you noticed the eyes of the students walking around us? Their thirst for knowledge is enough for them to forget the divide between their upbringings. Yet before Kurfürst Ludwig chose to make his Spire University, all knowledge was locked away by decree. So how can I bring myself to use that very same authority to pollute such unique purity once more? The Gendarmerie? Your so-called purity has never really existed. Did you summon them here? I wouldn't need to. The eyes up on the spire have never looked away from the Lefania's lands. And especially not from here. Before you lies the oldest spire in the Arturia territory. The Witch King stayed in it for a decade and often returned even after his coronation. The campus may seem peaceful from the outside, but every centimeter of this place can be traced back to the Witch King. And that includes the man we're looking for. Herr Gerhard Hoffmann? 9. We will find his teacher first. He is the one most familiar with Ludwig University. Since the era of the Witch King, no, since an even more distant past, he's never left this school's most ancient spire. Why, there's so many gendarmeries on campus. You said earlier that I was a wanted criminal. You think they're here for you? No way. Besides, we've been very careful on the way. There's no way we got their attention. Quick, find a place to hide. Team 5, Team 6, move up. Team 4, search the whole spire. Do not let any suspicious characters through. Stop, you can't just run around and use arts like you own the place. This is university. A lot of research we do here requires a stable environment. Even the slightest disturbance could cause irreversible damage to the sophisticated equipment and the complicated arts that have been cast. Seize him. Why, I didn't break any laws. Your name? Louis Schnitzler. You haven't answered my question. The Schnitzlers of Forsgard. Take him to the classrooms. I don't understand. Keep searching. Take any commoners to the courtyard and lock the nobles in the classrooms. Take control of anyone and anything related to House Arturia. I'm only a Schnitzer by name. My father didn't even inherit the title. What gives you the right to do all this over something that happened decades ago? Because we're investigating what happened decades ago. Young Herr Schnitzler, as long as you behave yourself, I assure you nothing will happen to you. My family will be participating in the celebration soon. I'm going to have an audience with their majesties. Ludwig University is the most historic university in Lefania. Not even the Kaiser Inen's armies dared damage a single brick of this spire 23 years ago. What gives you the right to trample on knowledge and the arts on Lefania's traditions? The Kaiser Inen's orders, young Herr. The culprit who murdered our commander is hiding in the school. If you want to protect it, then tell all your classmates that they'd better report anything they know about a strange sancta and the Witch King's remains. Kaiser Inen's orders? No way. You seem surprised. Surprised? No, I'm just an idiot. Given her personality and disposition, how could I have thought she'd keep herself at arm's length? I can't waste time chasing after Arturia anymore. I thought she was the target of your mission too. Only part of it. My client wants to understand the reasoning behind her actions in order to prevent her from getting in the way of our plans. But now there's a bigger problem. I can't let this ruin the plan itself. You? I have no further questions. As you are Lefanian, I will not be required to execute your will. Forget it. Not like I was expecting anything resembling a goodbye from you. Herr Executor, the case Arturia is involved in is far more serious than you could ever imagine. Even your Pope has no right to interfere. Here's some advice. Abandon your mission before the Gendarmerie make it here. Leave Zwillingstürme. I've completed my assessment. Abandoning this mission is not an option. I didn't think it would be. We've arrived, Drost. You better wait outside. I sense no danger. Don't move. What? You're blocking my pipe. Yes, the one puffing out smoke to your left. If you move, I can't guarantee that your left hand will remain after the smoke ring passes. You use a smoking pipe as a wand? This, a wand? Don't be ridiculous. I smoke to relax. Wouldn't want to think about serious matters while smoking. I simply wanted to run an experiment and see if this smoke ring could float all the way to the top of the Twin Sheep Spire. We're here because we have an important matter to discuss, Herr Fremont. What a killjoy, Rainer. If only you were as well behaved as the lovely little doe next to you. I'd also be interested in seeing if a smoke ring could float for dozens of kilometers. No, distance isn't the important factor. What matters is not being blinded by that uselessly shiny armor of yours. Alright, so you ruined my mood. Now tell me, what is the glooming sheep or the boastful sheep that asked you to come find me? So you're telling me a copy of the Gyldnes Gesetz was lost, the one stored in Sturmwind. Do we pay you to sit around all day? You are the Gesetz watcher, and you can't even keep an eye on the Gyldnes Gesetz. What happened to that fancy getup of yours other than being hung from the top of the spires as an ornament? Seriously, that Grimmacht. It's safer to keep it far away from the center of Whirlpool. Apparently some of your idiocy rubbed off on her. Maybe the bigger your horns, the stupider you get. And don't get me started with that punk in Stormwind. Honor his vow with his life, like hell he did. Kurfürst Werner has passed. Before you stands his daughter. It's a pleasure. My condolences if you want them, but that doesn't change the fact that this whole farce is the height of absurdity. Especially the fact that Grimmacht waited until now to tell me. Is this stolen Gyldnes Gesetz really so special? 23 years ago, when Kurfürst Werner returned to Zwillingstürme to Sturmland, he had it on his person. Aside from the Kaiserin and the Kurfürsten, no one wanted to be near it. My guess is that, like many of the arts devices from the era of the Witch King, his arts still remain in it. The Witch King's arts. The Witch King's arts. The entrance of Ludwig University has that fool's arts too. They could all have the armors lining the streets start breakdancing right this moment, but is there a point? Did Grimmacht never mention it? Those are no normal frivolous arts. There are arts devices that Herkumshorn himself spent his life developing, able to defeat his greatest foe. The Witch King's greatest foe? Do you mean Corsica? The first of Gaul? A mere emperor leading a mere army. Do you really think transient might like that would have meant a thing to Herkumshorn in his heyday? The enemy he defeated all those years ago was the world of Lefania. The Gyldnes Gesetz. Apparently you're a complete moron. Ever since the birth of the Lefanian Empire, the Gyldnes Gesetz has only changed once. All on his own, Herkumshorn issued a challenge to Lefania's forebears as well as to all the arts masters who put their energy into composing the Gyldnes Gesetz. Huh. How do you feel? My head, it doesn't hurt as much anymore. I'm afraid normal healing arts won't help you very much. Your pain isn't caused by physical injuries. I know, there's an evil old fart shouting my ear off, that's all. You can actually hear him speak? Occasionally. That must be unbearable. Like his melodies, the Witch King's voice holds a power that is difficult to endure. If he wanted, he could kill a man simply by humming. You've met him? My teacher, Herr Fremont, was once the Witch King's closest friend. When he sat atop the Witch King's spire, there were once thousands of casters prostrating themselves before the steps to the throne, and I was one of them. So you are also... Ugh! Is your head hurting again? Don't worry. I betrayed him in the end. I joined the resistance and charged into the spire under Kemart and Ivignar's leadership. That day the steps I once kneeled before were redder than even the leaves in the Ludwig University campus. It must have been a difficult battle. For every 10 companions I fought beside, only one survived. Every last one of us was among the most capable in the country. If they had been as fortunate as me, they would have gone on to become even more outstanding scholars, even greater casters. No wonder you visited Forest Park that day. I should salute you and those who sacrificed their lives. Don't waste your strength. I'm not worth it. If it hurts though, feel free to lean on me. Let him go. Lessing? I knew you'd come after us. Where's Professor Fremont? He's very disappointed in you. I'm sorry, Lessing. I don't want to hurt you, nor do I want to make an enemy out of my dear teacher. Then why stop us? The Genesis Horn should not arrive like this. We're not pursuing any evil causes, we're simply retrieving what belongs to us and destroying what hinders us. You know that. The Witch King's relics. Who do they belong to, and who decides that? You're a smart fellow, Lessing, and an honest one. You should think about these things, lest you regret all this in 20 or 30 years. I see you as my favorite student, which is why I don't want to see you make the same mistakes. I once saw you as a dear mentor too. I still remember you weren't even half as tall as you are now when Professor Fremont handed that sword to you. Yet in the blink of an eye you were as old as I was when I stormed the Witch King's Spire. In school, time really does fly by, right by, doesn't it? My fear is that not enough time has passed. That I'm not strong or worthy enough to raise my sword for those I want to protect. I'm your target remnant of the Witch King. And I have only one thing to say to you. Get out of my way. Classes are almost over. Come, this way. Mayor, what are you doing standing there? Not auditing any lectures today? Ahem, why are you holding a sword in the school building? You really love training, don't you? You chose this path on purpose. Have you heard? A large group of Gendarmeries barged into the school today. They're searching everyone they're coming across, especially commoners from the Urtica territory. Hold on, why are you running so fast? Even up the stairs, the school administration doesn't allow that. I don't think he gives a shit right now. Are you okay? Why waste your strength on me? I'm much older than you. I should be the one protecting you. Well, I'm the one they're after. Besides, I don't want to see any more blood spilled on my account. Considering Lessing's abilities and temperament, he'll catch up to us soon. We need to take a safer road. Are we inside the school? Ludwig University. You are of the Urtica bloodline. If the Witch King hadn't fallen when you were born, you would have studied arts here. I really wish I weren't. The Urticas have produced more than one Lefanian ruler. Aside from Herbst's Horn and the other Kaisers, Ludwig, known as the Scholar, he was the first Kurfürst of Einwald, and he too almost became the Kaiser of Lefania, and he was also your ancestor. He wanted everyone to gain the most supreme knowledge so that the land would never again impede Lefania. When he insisted on opening up his family spire to all of Einwald's citizens, many thought he'd gone mad. Mad. I suppose a lot of our family get called that. Madness goes hand in hand with greatness. This must always been the way of House Urtica. Even the Witch King was a benevolent ruler of unsurpassed talent before he succumbed to his madness. Succumbing to madness has far more frightening connotations when it happens to a tyrant rather than a commoner. If that's another Urtica tradition, then I'll have to find somewhere to bleed out before it happens to me. From the moment I laid eyes on you, I saw the bravery in you. But your life is precious, and self-destruction has never been the only path open to you. Franz, may I call you Franz? You know the name I threw away. You won't ever be alone again. Let me help you. Oh, so his real name is Franz, huh? I see. Kind of like Franz Jäger, you know? I don't know. Gerhard Hoffmann. Of all my students, he's the one who knows best what the goodness Gesetz really is. If only he were here, then I wouldn't need to waste my energy explaining all this. How did you know our purpose here? Purpose? The Witch King's remains killed my father as well as 2 more who participated in the coup 23 years ago. We suspect that their next target is Herr Hoffmann. Oh, you came just at the right time then, just 15 minutes ago. Wait, what did you just say? Gerhard is involved with the Witch King's remains? The same remains that experimented on Herkum's great-grandson simply to blow up a dime a dozen music hall? I suppose so. They may not be the exact same group, but they're working under a similar banner. But how do you know so much about even the finest details of the Weisheim incident? This energy fluctuation is a sign that arts were cast to maintain structural integrity here. The same kind of arts used by Einwall's caster army. Don't mistake my arts for their child's play. Fuck me, goddammit. Again, that's not yours, that's mine. Sorry. I forgot to put my Discord on Don't Disturb. Give me a second. There we go. Okay. Forget the Einwall of today. Even when Herkum's swarm was still around, I was the one who taught all his lackeys their spatial arts. Step back, Drost. Why are you reaching for your blade? Stay away from my instruments. It's been centuries since this spire was last repaired and it can't withstand being knocked around. Herr Fremont, is the experiment you were just conducting related to the voice of Mundane? Oh shit, he knows. Alright, here we go. Rhapsody longing. Oh my god, Lappy, let's go. No, turn that shit up. There we go. Alright, let's fucking go, dude.
My hammer's not so weak.
Oh shit. Come on, give me the good music, come on. Oh fuck. Fuck. Okay, come on.
Request acknowledged. Enemy cover demolished.
Oh. There we go. Whew, that was close. Actually, wait, give me a minute. Ah, fuck me. Come on, dude. I thought I could keep her alive with Reed, but guess not. Yeah, fuck you. How about that? That was really annoying.
Load capacity calculations complete.
Here, you can have this. Oh my god, the music is so good. Common Lappy W right here. This is also the music I use for my speed up when I pull. It's so good. so good then. Fucking deleted, bro. Yeah, repeat that. That's so good then.
4分の3拍子のごとき経過。
I'll give you the best plan possible.
4分の3拍子のごとき経過。
どこを目指す私がダブリンだ。
トライトーンのごとき驚愕。
Oh, these two are the last ones. Okay.
私は品にこだわる必要はありません。血を紡ぐ思い切り、自分自身を感じて。
I completely forgot about Viviana. Oh, not Viviana. Arturia. That was weird. I didn't need to take that long. Anyway. Quick, upstairs. I heard from a student just now the sanctum we've been looking for is hiding there. A pipe organ? The entire spire is designed in the shape of an enormous pipe organ. It matches the distinguishing characteristics of the background sounds in the centerpiece we heard earlier. There's a very high chance that the wanted criminal Arturia is hiding there. Will you keep going on? Our genius master used sculptures to synchronize voices, the very same kind I heard at the site of the attack at Carl Smith Street. So you started working with the Witch King's remains after all, Arturia. If I told you I never cared who they were and had no interest in Yevania's political turmoil, would you believe me? The resentment of individuals has never been a motive for your crimes, and I see power struggles and profit as even less likely candidates. Oh, Federico, you really do know me better than anyone. Everyone else's minds are tainted with thoughts, while you, boring as you are, you and I are alike. All these years I've walked amidst chaos simply to find an even stronger soul. This journey was no different. I simply accepted the invitation of a few Lefanian acquaintances as the only reason for my visit. Even without my assurances, you should already know in your heart that no matter what becomes of Lefania tomorrow, it will have no immediate effect on Laterano. Perhaps. Then can I ask you the same thing the Lupo boy did? That you ignore what you see here? You are upstairs. You guessed right. I suppose I could give you a reward and let you see me. How about this? Once my wish comes true, I will be waiting for you at the city gates on the day I leave Zwillingstürme. When the time comes, if you still want me to go back to Laterano with you, I promise you I'll think about it. And the rest is not a request. You do not have the right to think about it. My lovely baby brother, you really don't know when to give up. Target spotted. It's the Sanctor who was at the scene of Captain Borden's murder. Everyone surrounds Sonator Spire immediately. The suspect didn't stop. He ran upstairs. After him. One floor after another, the Lefania spires are always so tall. There are more and more pursuers by the second. Shoes of various ages step on the stairs, each producing a different sound. The pipes that form the spire's walls are vibrating even more powerfully now. The sound of the organ and the footsteps blend together to form a unique piece, with the squads meandering up the spiral staircase as the performers. At the front, Federico maintains a steady pace through the entire process. Even his heart rate remains unchanged. His eyes do not see any of the pursuing soldiers. All he can see is the target before him. A decade has passed, but as the only day has gone by, nothing has changed. The last floor. By leaping past a few dozen steps before him, he will reach his target. Don't move! You Sanctor, don't tell me you can actually fly. Just how fast can you run? Good thing the students told me about another shortcut up here. I'm beat. I don't care how amazing you are. If you take another step, I'm taking you down. So what will you do? Will you declare war on the Fenian gendarmerie? They too are enforcers of law, much like your countless co-workers at the notarial hall. However, unlike you, they hesitate before plunging themselves into battle. They feel fear. When you charge ahead in pursuit of your target with no regard for anything else, do you lay eyes on these ordinary men and women for even a moment? Must that sound somebody talking to you? Are they your buddy? You have friends here, don't you? Did you lure us into an ambush? She is not my friend. But I am a fellow Sancta. We both had the same halos above our heads. And the same wings on our backs. We're even related by blood. How will you persuade them that you came all this way not to aid me but to arrest me? The misunderstandings of others have never been a reason to waver. My teammates will be here soon. You won't get away. Surrender. Approach those who misunderstand you and end this pointless pursuit. Clearly explain your position and motives to them. And then accept the fact that you have failed once again. You're right in front of me. I have unearthed evidence of your arts. Drop all your weapons. Back away from the talking sculpture. I ask that you please calm down. I am not your enemy. That's what all smooth talking criminals say. I trust nothing but my eyes and my arch unit. You will pay for what you did to Captain Boarding Sancta. I am not responsible for Laurie's boarding staff. They are already under the thumb of their most irrational emotions. Your music is affecting everyone in the area. Is this really my doing? Perhaps this is what they've always wanted deep down? I told you long ago, much like our society, most people's minds are filled with chaos. You ignore this fact. The only thing on your mind is to sidestep the chaos and find the most efficient shortcut to resolving the issue at hand. Poor Federico. Have you still not noticed why you've never managed to catch me even though you pursued me all these years? How is a man who's sealed off his own perceptions unwilling to touch the chaos supposed to reach chaos itself? That doesn't concern me. And you are not chaos itself. You are a criminal and your actions beget chaos. Which is why you must be stopped. Like right now. I have you now, Arturia. Federico raises his gun. The bullet pierces the speaking sculpture opposite him and continues in a straight path until it shatters the wall. The black-haired Sancta is standing on the balcony not far away, with her back facing the setting sun and a bow in her hand. She smiles faintly. Meanwhile, beam after beam of art's light finally reach the executor. Oh shit. What's going on? I just saw a bunch of gendarmerie surrounding Sonata Spire. Haven't you heard? It's the Witch King's remains. They're hiding among us in the school, researching arts used to hurt people. It's so scary. How come none of us ever noticed? I don't believe it. How can you be sure they aren't lying? Their majesties have long seen the school as a thorn in their side. It's probably an excuse to destroy Ludwig University. How dare you doubt their majesties? Oh, I get it. You're under the Witch King's remains influence yourself, aren't you? No, you might even be the one who let them here in the first place. You're one of them. How could you slander me like that? We've shared a room ever since we started school. I even took you to my family's villa by the lake every summer. Ha! And how many of your family's fine possessions in that villa were rewards from the Witch King? Like that set of arts crystals in the basement used to observe catastrophes? They were refined from the ashes of the infected, weren't they? What did you just defame me all you like, but don't you dare drag my grandmother into this. She was the great catastrophe scholar in Einwald, and she died for the family on the northern Sturland battlefield. My eyes, I'm reporting you and your family to the Gendarmerie and the Empress's voice. You wretched Witch King's remnant. What does that make you, an idiot who crawled your way here by clutching the hems of the twin Empress's dresses? If your family didn't happen to have been on the right side, the lot of you would still be boatmen ferrying the nobles. What do you even know? Did you ever learn to truly respect knowledge? You don't even know which instruments to use for different occasions. Of course, I always knew you looked down on me. Come on, fight me! What are you doing protecting him, Mayor? Your family used to serve to the nobles too. Aren't you itching to take this chance to beat up those haughty snobs? The university forbids originium outdoors between students. When a pack of wild beasts gaze knowledge, that doesn't mean they've become civilized. All they learned is how to use it to hide their fangs. We should be ridding ourselves of this brutish rabble that only tarnish the elegance and values of Ludwig University. Shut up. We've worked for centuries to earn the right for commoners and nobles to sit in one classroom together. Neither Ludwig University or society as a whole should regress. Out of the way, Mayor, or you're my enemy too. Ha! You're much better than him, Mayor. The old fart who raised you has been stinking up the place longer than anyone else, hasn't he? I heard he's lived for hundreds of years even, and he keeps extending his life with the bones of the dead. Maybe he put you together from bones too. I've also heard rumors. They say even the twins were molded by Fremont with his witchcraft. Nonsense. Fremont and the Witch King were the best of friends. I bet he's the leader of the Witch King's remains. Both of you should get some rest. His longsword wrapped in cloth blocks the arts flying toward him from both sides. Lessing single-handedly stops both of them. He then lifts his head, find even more beams of arts being flung toward one another. Firelight, ice crystals, strange energy balls, frenzied flower beds, and upside-down fountains. Every spell ever taught in lectures is now interwoven with one another all at once. There is a thunderous rumble. A golem running around has knocked over a road sign. Ludwig University. The shiny school crest falls into a cloud of dust. Fucking hell, it's complete mayhem now. I'm really getting on in years. I've only been such short of distance, yet it feels as though I've climbed hundreds of steps. I think I heard the sounds of a fight above ground. Are the Witch King's remains fighting with those from the university? You're too weak. Leave the war to the others for now. But suppose this war started because of me. I'd have no reason to hide. You feel guilty. That's only natural. Fate chose you over the others to live, and that is not necessarily a mercy. I know better than anyone how that feels. Have you experienced a similar suffering? I was gravely injured during the final battle and spent the better part of a year in a confused state. It was Professor Fremont who spent the time and effort to cure me. That day, when I finally woke up from my nightmare of being bound by those blood-red steps, the first thought that entered my mind was that my classmates, my friends, even my lover were all gone. In my despair, I climbed to the top of Sonata's spire, wishing to leap from it. He found me up there, and I asked him, was everything I did for Livonia truly meaningful? What happened next? Did you find the meaning you saw? He gave me a number of books on the Güldengesetz. He told me that whenever I can't answer my own questions, history can. So I started studying the Güldengesetz, how Livonia came to be, and the direction it should go. I researched these topics for 20 years. And what answer did you come to? The problems facing Livonia has always existed, even since the birth of the Güldengesetz. The cultural differences between tribes, the rifts between nobles and commoners, etc. All these have existed for over 1,000 years. History has proven how difficult it is to change Livonia, to give its citizens new lives, and to end the endless conflicts. Sacrifices. You must possess both absolute power and unbreakable resolve. Luckily, such power wasn't completely lost, and we're on our way to find it right now. So this power you speak of is hidden somewhere on this old campus? Yeah. And by obtaining it, we'll be able to resolve the predicament before us, eliminate the threat of the Witch King's remains, and change my fate all at the same time? It was only my confidence in it that gave me the courage to go against my teacher. Come, Franz, it's right up ahead. 9. You again? Don't follow him any further, you shouldn't go there. Come back with me, so you can strap me to a table again and make me a vessel for summoning the Witch King's legacy? In your dreams. Let the dregs of the past be buried by time and vanish from Livonia entirely. They will. I'm doing what I can to ensure that happens. But before that, there's no before anything. I've thrown away even a guarantee from the Kaiserinnen. Do you really think I'd listen to the promises of a remnant of the Witch King? All I want is to obtain the Witch King's legacy. The people you're talking about, the ones who want to summon the Witch King, are my enemies too. Not this again. Is always denying your involvement really that fun for you people? Or are you fighting over who gets credit for what? Or to crawl ever closer to that rotten throne? I'm sick of all this. Can't you pick some other trophy and stay away from me? The stairs beneath us are vanishing? This school is much older than you can imagine. Don't resist the power of history. Give up. No! Let's not even you can fight a transforming staircase on your own. You'll only hurt yourself. Are you this cruel to yourself too? Look, I don't know what Gerhard told you, but don't listen to him. Rather than someone who claims to be grateful to the Witch King and wants to lock me away in a lab, I'd rather trust someone who stood against the Witch King and saved my life. The advent of the Genesis Horn is extremely unlikely to hurt you in any way. The old man and I triple-checked that. The process may be painful but not unbearable. But you aren't me. What right do you have to make that decision for me? I don't, but everyone has a responsibility that only they can bear. Stop running away. If neither the voice of Mundane nor the Urtica bloodline are things you can change, then all you can do is accept them. Accept them? The ones who killed my parents and forced the voice of Mundane into me gave me that exact same excuse. The ones who almost turned me into a bomb to blow up a city. The ones who killed my brother said nearly the same thing. Why do you people always have these self-righteous justifications? Is that really enough for you to ignore all the schemes you're creating? Ugh. Verdammt. Still not letting go even after that blow? Are you really so eager to be torn to pieces by an ancient's ass on these stairs? I'd rather die than see you fall into their hands. This has always been more about... Oh my god. This has always been about more than just you. More than me as well. When the Fanya's future is at stake, any sacrifices. Franz, come. We need to keep going. This energy enveloping me. Did you save me? I didn't do it to save you. I just can't stand people like you obsessed with sacrificing themselves. Franz. Ebenhaus. Don't walk right into a trap. Oh, fuck. I think we gotta listen to Lessing more than we're trusting this creepy professor dude now. I don't think this is... Yeah, nah, dude. I don't trust him. Lessing seems way more, like, straightforward, you know? Not trying to rope him into anything. This dude is just spouting weird shit now. I don't trust him. Come on, Franz. What is this place? This is where the key I mentioned lies. The key keeper of fundamentally changing Lefania. 1,000 years ago, sages from the various tribes came together and signed an alliance witnessed by an all-powerful, immortal caster. This pact laid out the relationship between the tribes, established the Kurfürsten system, and set the foundation for Lefanian morality and appreciation of the arts. You mean the Guldnesgesetz? Yeah. In the centuries that followed, the Guldnesgesetz ensured Lefania's stability. That is until a century ago when the Syracusans became the first to turn their backs on the Guldnesgesetz and seek independence from Lefania. It was a bloody conflict lasting several years, which, with one part of the choir gone, the movement became destabilized and many regions fell into chaos. Lefania was on the brink of collapse. In their dire circumstances, a man stepped forward. He realized that the Guldnesgesetz had to be amended. Only by removing Syracuse from the score entirely could the reborn movement unite the 9 remaining regions. The Witch King. Correct, my child. What you see before you is the most mysterious chamber of Ludwig University, where House Urtica's arts, circulated for centuries, are gathered, and where Herkulfshorn rewrote the Guldnesgesetz. Dude, if someone calls you my child, I'm just like, nah, dude, I'm out. That is so fucking creepy to say. I can't. I don't. I cannot agree to your methods. Even if I were willing to believe you that the Genesis Horn truly exists, it is incapable of descending upon Zwillingstürme as it is now. Humph, this is exactly why I don't bother notifying your people. The Gesetz Watcher have heads even harder than their helmets. Your so-called safe and controllable plan to summon the Genesis Horn has already failed. The Witch King's remnants are here hiding within the campus, and with all the relics the Witch King stored here, they will bring forth a disaster of unprecedented scale. And for now, there is only one efficient means of stopping them. I refuse. We'll evacuate all the students and university staff. Ludwig University contains much more of value than their students and instructors. I've had tenure here for centuries. Can you even imagine how many precious arts devices and enhancements there are here? I understand, but I ask that you please prioritize Viviana's safety. Absolutely not. You say you understand, but that's far beyond your meager capabilities. The old man's voice calms down. His habitual tongue lashing comes to a halt. As he stares at the man in front of him, the shadow of his skinny body on the wall suddenly grows very tall, like a spire covered in vines. These spires are not for you to meddle with. If you dare suggest destroying them again, I'll throw all of you out at once. Something isn't right. The sunset outside the window disappeared. The sun's not the only thing that's gone. Ugh! How very brave of you. Don't even try to touch my shadow again unless you wish to be dissolved by it. Herr Fremont's shadow? It's fractured into innumerable silk strings. Drost, lower your arts. Do not probe those shadows. His true form is hidden inside. You are not yet strong enough to stare directly into his soul. Oh, so you figured out who I am? Then you must also know that no one who's been thrown outside by me has ever managed to climb back alive. If you are brave enough, feel free to see for yourself. There is nothing out there whatsoever. I assure you that you were to leap outside, you wouldn't even have time to scream. Your mouth, vocal cords and limbs will all perish in the darkness. I've never even heard of arts like these. Exile. I've heard it spoken of in legends, but was never sure how much truth there was to it until today. You've been hiding in Viviana for so long now. Why choose now to reveal your identity? Herr Lich. A Lich? You mean Herr Fremont is a Sarkas? Oh, a Sarkas. Aside from the immortal bastards of the Royal Court, very few these days have been able to deduce my identity. You say I've been hiding. That's a good way to put it, little lamb. When you put it like that, I've stayed in this country for far too long, haven't I? Oh shit, Liches have crazy fucked up abilities. Oh yeah. He was really racist, so yeah, I mean I did picture he wasn't Lefanian, you know. I didn't think he was Sarkas though. That was pretty crazy. But yeah, they some of them do hide themselves by removing their horns, and the sharp ears do, you know, coincide with their normally sharp ears of the Sarkas, you know. Anyway, I never meant to hide my true identity. It's only that I've grown used to being cooped up this spire with my head buried in the literature here. It's you people who forgot who I was. And all of you keep bothering me with the funniest messes. Sometimes it's the wolves bickering with the lambs. Other times it's 2 deer locking antlers. Haven't you wasted enough of my time? Now scram and tell Grimmack that I don't care anymore. Once I've recovered what I loaned from the Genesis Horn, the Liches will be gone from Viviana for good. And it's not too much to ask. Get the hell out of here and never set foot in my holy temple again. The Genesis Horn cannot be allowed to descend. Do you not understand a word of what I just said? I am no match for you. But that doesn't mean the Viviana's Gesas Watcher will give up so easily. And what about you, my lovely doe? Do you also seek death? Let her leave. Herr Fremont, surely there is still room to negotiate? You can stop trying. It's you. Hello, Drost. 9. I should call you Frau Hochberg. Allow me to reintroduce myself. My name is Michael, the personal envoy of Her Majesty Grimmacht. So you are another Empress's voice? I am not. An empress's voice serves both Kaiser in at once, while I belong only to Grimmark. Can I take that to mean that we're enemies? The last time we met I already told you that we might walk different paths. What are you daddling around for, Wolf Cub? Hurry up and throw them out of here. Right away. Herr Reiner, Frau Hochberg, these are Grimmark's orders. I am to assist Herr Fremont and ensure that the Genesis Horn makes its advent on Zwillingstürme. But why? First, because this was Grimmark's promise to Herr Fremont. As a show of gratitude to the Lich's contribution to Lefania over the past millennium, and to foster a continued long-lasting friendship, we will help Herr Fremont retrieve what once belonged to him. Second, if there's anyone who has the right to use the Genesis Horn, it can only be my liege. Your liege? Singular. Don't let him get to you, Drost. It doesn't matter if it was Grimmark or Viviana who wished for this. There's no reason for you to get involved. House Hochberg has already sacrificed too much for the conflict between the Witch King and the Twin Empresses, and for the goodness Gesatz. I will see you out of here safely, even if I must put my life on the line. So he's evil. That's creepy. I mean, he has the best name ever. But I thought he was on our side. You know? He was helping Federico, you know, so I'm confused. I didn't think this dude would be evil, alright. Because Grimmark is the Dark Empress, you know, the evil one. Viviana is the light one, the good one, so yeah, or whatever. What's going on? Why is the spire shaking? It's not the spire that's shaking, it's the ground beneath us. The shadow is fracturing, something is trying to make its way through. Is there something underneath the canvas's plate? House Urtika's secret chamber. Those stupid sheep barged into my underground space. Fremont, you fool! You've been in Fania for far too long. You've contracted the stupidity of those bighorn sheep. Thank goodness the legends were true. The old man was telling the truth. All these enchantments and arts devices, every last one perfectly preserved. This is living history. Not even the greatest history books were able to get into such fine detail about the situation. Wait, this is... Yep, I knew it. We couldn't trust him. I fucking called it. Silhouette emerges from the darkness, followed by another and another. Their robes, hoods and masks have not changed at all in the past 20 years. A silhouette he could not be more familiar with emerges from the nightmare that's plagued him for his entire life, stepped right in front of him. Welcome back to your territory, Graf Utica. Yep. Professor Hoffman. What is it, Franz? Look what I just found. This is an art scroll that has been missing for ages. And this, it can't possibly be the brass instrument used by Herkumshorn himself, can it? There are treasures here far more valuable than I ever imagined. My head, it hurts. Verdammt! Why now of all times? When it's the most dangerous? No, I can't fall here. Professor Hoffman, please go. I'll protect you. Franz, what in the blazes are you talking about? Lessing was right, I can't keep running away. All this time, there's always been someone protecting me. All the people by my side. First it was that lady, then the respectable Gendarmerie, then Herr Sösny, and him. All of them more willing to sacrifice themselves than I. But this time I'll do it. I'll kill myself here. I still have the voice of mundane they love so much. That should be more than enough to blow this chamber of evil to smithereens. Grab what you want while you still can. Go, hurry! It's time you got some rest, you silly child. What did you say? My life's work is about to realize, but how am I supposed to accomplish all this without you? Yep, I knew it. I knew it. I fucking called it. This dude can't be trusted. Kill him. This is the second time someone holds a brass instrument up high and violently strikes his head. Graf Utica. Many years ago, he woke up to find himself shackled to that chair. In the 10 years since, he was granted this name. He never wanted the title of Graf, and he despised the name Utica more than anything. Even the name Franz, an old-fashioned name used by countless noble children, is something he always beloved. In that spire standing tall in the center of the Arturia graph shaft, he tried to escape that chair again and again. After all, it was never him that the nobles reporting the affairs of the graph shaft truly cared about. They knew each other well, which is why the guards only ever came early in the day to drag him from the curtains to the chair. After a long time, he would finally be allowed to roam the spire aimlessly. Not even the guards noticed him then, until the next morning arrived. The days went by in that vicious cycle. If he hadn't tried to run even further afield, hadn't thought about the other person suffering a similar fate, hadn't tried to resist and hadn't been shown any hope whatsoever, then perhaps he would have been bound to that chair his entire life. But then today he finds himself caught once again, and behind him is yet another familiar chair. Its shadow is simple, elegant, and entwined with thorns. At a single glance, it feels as if his eyes, brain, and heart have been pierced with intense pain. Even the chairs around him are similar. So loud. He says that this time they call him Witch King. Damn, that was a long one. That was a long one. Phew. Okay. Well, that took a terrifying turn. Damn. All right. Well, we don't know what happened to Federico. We don't know what happened to Viviana, and we got a very, very bad situation on our hands now. Anyway, we'll find out what happens in the next one. So for now, thank you for watching, comrades. If you enjoyed, do leave a like, and if you have any thoughts about the story so far, do leave them down below in the comments. And if you want more content from me, do subscribe. That would be very much appreciated. And yeah, I can't wait to see what happens in the next one. So I will see you very soon, comrades. As always, have a good one. And yeah, for now, до свидания.